And her opponent from Japan, Mima Ito.
I wondered if she was going to come. We had to wait a little bit there for Mima Ito to make her walk out here to take on QIANTIANYI. And Mima Ito so far has got past Kim Na-young in her first match here in Singapore. And then another 3-1 victory coming against Mo Jung of Canada next up. As far as the opponent here today is concerned, QIANTIANYI has got past Xiaoliang-Ni, the 61-year-old from Luxembourg, and she struggled in that one. She had to win that one 3-2. Much easier against Linda Bergström, the Swedish defender, as she won 3-love. Remember, best of 5 is what we're playing at this stage of this competition. Just checking in on the history of these two players here. A little look there. In terms of WTT head-to-heads, it's a 2-love there to the Chinese player there. Most recently of the WTT champions in Frankfurt. Singapore Smash in 2023. There was an absolute thriller. A 3-2 there, which Fraser Riley will tell us about because he's got a great memory in just a moment. Ingrid Bogren is in the chair for this one. Let's listen in to Ingrid and then come back with some more thoughts on the rivalry between these two, which actually goes back over 6 previous matches.
Black or red? Red, black. Black, winner of the toss, Ito. Receive. This side.
Yeah, we focused there on the WTT encounters. Just looking back here, they've been meeting each other since, well, junior and cadet days. In terms of senior meetings there, it's actually a couple of wins apiece.
Yeah, that's right. Ito winning at the German Open and the Austrian Open, but Chen winning their 2 most recent encounters. You mentioned it's a rematch from the 2023 Singapore Smash, John, where QIANTIANYI saved match point to defeat Ito. The last meeting was a lot more seamless for the lefty.
There's Mima Ito here, and as ever we look to all the stories behind the stories, as it were, and she's been speaking to us and telling us that she's got some new focus in her life. She's been meditating. She was at a bit of a crossroads, she said, and now she's got this new sense of belief about carrying on playing and where she wants to go.
I mean, she's still so young, and you often forget that because of how long she's been representing Japan at the senior stage. She's got an embarrassment of experience, and we'd hate to see her go. Come on, Ito. You've got so much more to give.
Well, here's QIANTIANYI, and we spoke about that last encounter going back to 2023, and you know, she has this language style, she has a very casual approach in many ways, but she's a fighter. She's got a tremendous spirit about her. Let's go back and have a little look at this as she ousted Mima Ito en route to the final in the Singapore Smash.
That was a breakthrough event there, wasn't it? Amazing. She went up like 50 places to become a top 10 player for the first time in her career. Saved the match point, got one of her own, took it. What a win it was for her.
Well, you saw there in those highlights, and you'll see it when you see them live in just a moment here. There's a major physical contrast between these two. Very differently built, very different in terms of the way they approach the table and the game. Talking about that table, what are we on then, Fraser?
We're on the DHS W1000 table. I had a chance to play it myself, but it's just an amazing table in and out. And we have the Enlio flooring again, the Yinhei ball, and there are the points, and there's the prize pool.
Yeah, they're starting to think about that now because we're getting towards the end of the tournament here where the money jumps up significantly. The reward is there for progressing. And in terms of the numbers going into this one, you've got a 10th seed against an 8th seed.
Just looking out for that sparkly phone case there with that fan who's been here, I think, every day. There's a fan vote as well.
Yeah, it just catches the light sometimes. He has to be a bit careful with that.
Love, one.
What do you expect tactically from these two?
It's not the power play that will intimidate Ito that much, but it's the placement, it's the fact that she's a lefty, and it's the spin factor. Chen is so spinny. It never seems to look rushed, really.
Oh, hello. Talk about rush. Jumped on that. did Mima Ito, who's bouncy at the start of this one.
Clash of personalities as well as styles here.
Yeah, a little bit earlier on we showed some warm-up shots as these two were preparing to come into this one. It almost looked as if she was asleep, QIANTIANYI. She's very laid back, isn't she?
She was in a bit of her own meditation.
Yeah.
Nice feeling.
Now, whatever it takes. I like the way that Mima Ito's really taken the game to her early on here. Very progressive, very proactive.
Well, she was the player that really broke through, beating the likes of Ding Ning, Xia Wang Man Yu. But then she sort of stagnated against Team China players. So for her now, it's about not showing them too much respect on the table.
Yeah, that was the narrative, wasn't it? And suddenly the rise of Miwa Haramoto meant that she took a sideways step. But we spoke about her mental place right now, and she looks focused. Oops. But that's the problem she's going to have against this deceptive style of QIANTIANYI.
What amazes me about Chen is her ability to play the parallel. She did so with the backhand and the forehand there on the move. Too good.
And even though she's in the background there, you can see the rangy frame, the height she has there, and the coverage of the table is so impressive.
4-3.
The seesawing opener here. To give you an idea of how good Ito is against Team China stars, she has a 32% win rate. About 1 in 3.
There won't be many that have that.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
4-5.
We still, of course, got fresh memories of that amazing showing by Guai Man in this very arena, on this very table, not that long ago. And there's a fascinating subplot about these Chinese players.
Left 4-5.
Both men and women here in Singapore this week in terms of those emerging. And of course, QIANTIANYI is a proven force already. You spoke about the rapid rise up the standings in the wake of that breakthrough performance here 2 years ago.
She's on everybody's radar now as one of the world's best. Wow.
6-5.
Again, the feeling, you saw this heavy spinny ball come up, and Ito with the forehand here plays the tomahawk chop block. That is so difficult to do, and even more difficult to return when it clips the net. Ooh.
6-all.
I think she made her mind up too soon there, Ito. She came straight in after her serve and was caught out by the depth of the shot, because it went right into her racket, but it was the depth from Chen there with the backhand flick.
Yeah, she looks as if she's trying to mix it up as much as she can.
Yeah.
Creative, not let Chen settle here.
Left 6-all.
Oh, and that's just banged long. You know, for the first time today, the crowd's actually quiet. It's as if everyone has just been so drained by what we've seen so far.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
I think everyone's just taking a breather. Let's be charitable. It's not that there's any lack of interest in this one. It's just been so full on so far already today.
Yeah. Thick and fast.
8-6.
And I think that a lot of fans here are quite interested. They're sort of taking notes, studying what they're seeing now. Stylistic difference there with Ito's short pips on the backhand. They're matching the personality of their Chinese player, aren't they, the fans?
Yeah, that's right. A little bit laid back.
9-6.
9-6, but here you go. Now, the deeper this one goes into these games, then you're going to hear the engagement, particularly for the fans in support of anyone for the Chinese team.
Mama Ito in the corner there.
6-10.
And she'll like what she's seeing, because there are game points, 4 of them now for Mima Ito.
7-10.
Yeah, that's what Ito doesn't want to happen. Switched around from side to side. Obviously, being a shorter player, that lateral movement is Achilles' heel.
Nicely done from Mima Ito, who heads across there under the approving gaze of Minori Ito there, with a really impressive start to it was the start of the game that set the tone, really. She made the early running. She finishes off at the other end of it as well.
Yeah, nicely done there from the 8th seed. 11-7. So one more of that in the next one. Let's see what happens.
Well, that's what's happening here in the Infinity Arena, and we can update you on a big shock here. Or is it? Because Satsuki Odo is out, downed in straight games by the most dangerous returning player you could have. A former world #1 from Macau, Tu Yuling, is marching on. She's back, Fraser. Wow. And she's going to do this to plenty of people.
Back with a bang. See you later, Odo. That's the champion of the champions. Frankfurt eliminated. So
another seed goes.
Another seed and another Japanese. So now Hayato and Ito, it's down to the two most, should we say, classic and established players from Japan. Now the youngsters are out.
Yeah, so Hina Hayato and Mima Ito flying the flag for them. Wong Wan Yu, of course, in case you missed it, went out at the hands of QIANTIANYI-MIMA earlier on at this table today. What a day this is turning out to be. Now, QIANTIANYI, who doesn't get fazed by anything, will know that she's got plenty of time to get back into this one, but she's dropped the first game against Mima Ito. And this one's only going to get more and more intense.
Ito to serve. Labo. Love 1.
I mean, we've been talking about this somewhat languid style of QIANTIANYI. What do you want to see more of from her against Ito?
Tight touch play, try and spin heavy into the backhand side. Top spin, that is, heavy.
Oh, she clipped the edge of the table. What's worked in the past for opponents against Mima Ito, typically?
You don't want to get into that sort of open play too much with her. You want to switch her from side to side. Like I say, try and spin deep into the backhand side, which she can't really do much with the short pips. You know, she likes to punch Ito. You got to think about that, and it's tough for her to know how to meet the ball against a heavy rotating ball. Good tactics there as well. Wide serve, invites the brush up. Nice combination. Got over that one nicely with the backhand there, Chin. Placement there from Ito wasn't away from the racket enough.
Left 1-3. One, 4.
Yeah, she's changed it up, and she's changed it up to great effect and great purpose here, QIANTIANYI.
Nice shimmy there. That backhand, so precise down the line.
Nearly got that back as well. Hurried up, Ito. Those long arms stretch out and give her a chance.
She's so good at anticipating the direction of play, Chen. Saw that against Bergstrom, who was getting in sometimes with the third ball kill after the high toss backhand serve, and Chen was still able to fence it back somehow.
4-3.
Yeah, but a good comeback here from Mima Ito as well, who's just stayed in here and looked compact. Got her opponent moving as well.
Fanning backhand, she turns top spin into backspin and side spin there. Again, we're seeing Ito's feeling, creative, outside the box thinking.
Really impressive. She's used the fanning backhand followed by that chopped forehand as well. So creative, so innovative in her shot making.
Play, please.
And she has to have the sprinkles of creativity because of her height, her stature, her style. She does want to try and finish the point as soon as she can for the most part.
4-5.
That came back at her with pace on it.
Yeah, that's one of her best serves, that forehand tomahawk, but Chen ate that up like breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Six, 4.
Yeah, that time that sort of fanning backhand couldn't do enough damage. She didn't really come round the side of it from above that much. That was more of a block from Ito. Chen punished her.
7-4.
And sometimes when it's tight, when it's pivotal, Ito loses a bit of posture with her shots. Her eyes light up and she snatches just that tad too much. She has to try and stay relaxed.
4-8.
That wasn't too relaxed, just looking to create something on a rather awkward looking flick.
Absolutely no spin on that serve, just right through the ball. Simple as can be from Chen. Lovely.
5-8.
And that's really nicely done, pouncing on one there. Chen doesn't do the spectacular, just seems to deliver consistently. But Mima Ito's got to take what chances come her way.
9-5.
And that first game is beginning to look like a bit of a distant memory right now as Chen slowly taking control of this.
Left. 9-5. Ten, 5.
10-5, 5 game points. And she's rather breezed along to those game points.
I feel like Ito is now treating herself as the favourite rather than the underdog. Has to try and forget about the score.
11-5.
It's gone now. Well, the score is
Game
11-5,
Chen.
and that was just what Chen needed. After dropping the first, she's bounced straight back. And you have to say, in terms of the recent run of points, she looks the far more likely right now. It's a good point you make about Mima Ito. She needs to get back to being the underdog, battling, scrapping here. So, a tale of frustration, really, that second game for anyone in support of the Japanese player Mima Ito. She hustled and bustled her way to the first against QIANTIANYI, and then rather passively let things slip against the Chinese player who serves out 1 game apiece now.
She has to play without the pressure on her shoulders. It's about belief when it comes to Mima Ito. She's got to play her game, not snatch, keep her posture on her strokes. You know what Chen's going to bring. She doesn't do the spectacular, like you said, but she's just got strong fundamentals, and it reoccurs throughout the game.
How's the draw looking, Fraser, for who goes through here? It's an encounter with Diaz or Wang Yidi next, right?
Correct.
For the winner.
Yeah. That'll be played at 7:45 local time here in Singapore.
still coming to terms with that straight games victory for the returning once superstar Chu Yuling over Satsuki Odo, who'd looked so impressive in the early exchanges in this event here in Singapore. And just looking to the draw, of course, who's she playing next? It's QIANTIANYI-MIMA. What a great story. What a matchup that promises to be.
Oh, that'll be amazing. Yeah, that's at the very bottom half of the draw. The winner of that one will face the winner of Hayata, who will play the winner of Soch or Chen Shintong.
1-4.
Echua takes on Shin Yubin and Polkanova takes on Sun Ying-sha. For those interested as well.
Yeah, this is good. In the meantime, this is good for Mima Ito. She's back where she was at the start of the first game here in terms of industry.
But now she's got the lead. Will she continue her focus? Looks like she might, actually.
5-1.
This is better from her.
I think we just caught a glimpse then of that important person in the background there, and I think some of her words might have just echoed yours in terms of what Mima Ito needs to do here.
She was so tactically meticulous when she was younger, Ito, and you don't want to get too much in your own head, particularly when you're playing against the Chinese. She has to act on instinct, Ito. I feel as though, you know, like Diaz, like Pavard, those kind of players, you know, they're better when they're just trying to enjoy it, got a little smile on their face. As soon as they try and be serious, like their opponent, sort of give respect to the fact that this is an adversarial match, she does lap slightly, I'd say.
Yeah, and, you know, at the risk of broadly categorizing, the Chinese players are so consistently good that you have to produce a maverick quality against them more often than not to win.
That's right. They're sort of, if you can't beat them, join them in terms of style thing doesn't work. You can't beat them at their own game. You have to bring something different.
There you go.
7.
Words turned into action and deeds. I don't know what will come from QIANTIANYI if she is up against the wall. You know, if she does get angry, if she does get stressed here.
8-2.
It'd be interesting to see what happens if she's under the cosh in this match, which she is right now in this game.
Yeah, it's fascinating looking at that last encounter here in Singapore 2 years ago. Beating a player who had a match point against you, you know, gives you the psychological edge.
8-3.
And that will be in the mind of Ito, even though she's in the lead here. Lovely.
Yeah, reacted well
9.
to that heavy net cord there, and she's put herself in a fabulous position to re-establish the lead in this match.
Yeah, that net there gave her more time to work with. Made it a fairly obvious choice to punch with the backhand from middle. Cold finish.
Yeah, 6 points out the last 8. She's on a roll.
3.
And
10.
rolling her way now into a dominant position. 7 game points to take a 2-1 lead. Now, are we going to start hearing the Chinese fans in the crowd? Because QIANTIANYI needs a little bit of backing here. She, somewhat surprisingly, has surrendered that third game fairly meekly.
Yeah, and Ito now just a game away from reaching her 4th consecutive smash quarter-final.
We've been flip-flopping between the women and the men's singles, and look who's back. Lin Sudong, who's been fighting on all fronts, and we've already seen him in action on this table at the very start of this day here. Well, he's back. He's about to take on An Jae-hun of the Korea Republic, and that's men's singles action, obviously not that far away. But before then, we have to see what pans out in this fascinating game now between Mima Ito and QIANTIANYI. The crowd's still not really jumping all over this. I'm surprised at this. You'd have thought that there'd be a little bit more support for the Chinese player here. Usually when they find themselves struggling, the Jiao crowd gets out and about, and she could do with something.
A popular player, but the crowd have a lot of respect for Ito. You know, she's so animated, bubbly, brings so much to the sport, and she beats the Chinese from time to time as well, so there is that cautiousness of the crowd.
Yeah, she's brought personality to this, hasn't she, Mima Ito, which has been so impressive, and when she's really at it and believes, she's more than a match for Qian.
Oh, touch of the tape there.
1-2.
Neither player has called a timeout yet, but this would be the time Chen would if Ito can establish a lead. Or should we say a bigger lead than a 2-1. Oh!
And now that becomes 3-1, and she runs around that, blasts the forehand to the backhand of Qian. You like that? That's personality.
She's absolutely spanked that, hasn't she, there, Ito? That was a backspinny ball. She was facing her own backspin off the chop block. That was summer.
She doesn't give an awful lot away here, Qian, facially, but that was a look of, wow, what did you just do to me there? Not that surprisingly, she is off for a little bit of guidance here. And Li Da-Cheng has got some work to do, I would say, with his charge here, because she's second best at the minute. So if you're in Singapore and you are with us and you'd like to get a signature, and who wouldn't, an autograph from Patrick Francisca, well, come on down to the Sports Hub here at Kallang, as we have another fabulous autograph session with one of the big names in the men's game, one of the stars of the European game. Patrick Francisca will be there for the fans, as our players have been all the way through Singapore Smash 2025.
Yeah, he's through into the quarterfinals now with the victory over Miloš Rudzinski, the surprise last 16 player from Poland.
Yeah, been a good day for him. Even better when he gets to meet some fans as well here.
Oh, aye.
Enjoy the Smash Park outside. All the fun and games that happen out there as well. So Ito still has the lead in the third. 2 games to 1 up.
Yeah, predictable timeout came. And the biggest danger here for Ito is that she thinks about the finish line. We say it so often, but it's always relevant. It's always an omnipresent factor to consider.
Yeah, she needs to just take each point in a cliched sense as they come right now, because that finish line's a long way off right now. Still early stages in this 4th game.
She has to want to fight, want to compete more than she wants to finish this in 4 games. That's the key. To get that presence.
Yeah. What does Qian have to do? What does she have to raise?
I wouldn't be surprised to see her sort of try and test the forehand recovery of Ito. Remember that wide serve combination she did in the game before? Wide serve, get the brush up, pin the wide forehand of Ito, make her move around, don't play too much into the backhand now.
Yeah. We've seen it play that little sort of tomahawky chop return there into the net a couple of times, Mima Ito, when she stretched. Just that little flat bat. And there, on cue is another call. This is the key one. This is the moment now, isn't it? In terms of how Ito returns to the table mentally, what the approach is.
She's got 2 serves to come. Doesn't want to snatch, doesn't want to rush. Let's see what happens next.
The ice pack is out for Mima Ito. It's not that hot in here, is it?
No, it's not. It's really nicely ventilated, actually, this hole.
Yeah, yeah. But we're not out there banging away, and she has been banging away at that ball today. She's played with a real physicality, Mima Ito, which has been so impressive, and she's taken the game to QIANTIANYI. She's actually seated 2 places above her, so no great surprise that she's more than holding her own here. But quality performance thus far. What happens next, though? 4-4, and we're in the 4th.
See a bit of frustration there from Ito. Just has to remind herself to breathe. QIANTIANYI dealing with that chop block well. She's behind by a point, but she's acting here like she's behind by a few, Ito. Better.
5 all.
That's the way to put any thoughts aside, any negative thoughts. Boy, she's dynamic.
Oh, it comes again. Awesome feeling again.
6.
A better chop block there, down from above, more around the side of it as well. Much tougher for Chen to deal with, and that was after the fanning backhand which Chen got back. This is, I think, dynamic is the word, John. Look at that look there to her mother.
She tries to make something happen with every shot, Mima Ito.
5, 6.
And I know it's simple to say that, but the variety of the shots she's attempting, chop blocks, almost as an ordinary shot, a stock shot.
And a strawberry with topspin on it.
Yeah, case in point. So inventive.
Wide forehand serve, look at this.
So that strawberry, it's that inverted shot then.
Yeah, you're coming around the other side of the ball than what you were with the chop block. Oh,
and that, look at that celebration. She knows that's a point against the head, as it were, from another sporting analogy. Once she got it back, anything beyond that was a bonus. She'll take that. A little dance. It's the personality that's going to win this, you know. And she's feeding off it. That dance led to that point.
Exactly what we were saying. Be yourself out there. Don't try and match your opponent's intensity and impassiveness. Be yourself, impose yourself, play with pride and a smile on your face.
Yeah, too good now. She's riding an emotional wave, and she's ridden it all the way to 5 match points now. Personality is winning this one.
Is it going to be a dish of Singapore revenge here?
Best serve, spicy. Oh, not this time.
10,
just long.
6.
Surely it's just staving off the inevitable, though, for QIANTIANYI. And there it is.
6,
Acing the serve, wins it 11-6, and the smile comes out here, and well done, Mima Ito. She's done it yet again. That record you alluded to earlier on, quarterfinalist, serial quarterfinalist here. Mima Ito does it once more. She gets there 3-1, and look at her. She's not going to stop running or smiling for some time to come.
That's an amazing result. You could even say a breakthrough result for Ito, because she stagnated for some time against Team China players. This will do her nothing but good. She's proven to herself again that she can do it, and that had a lot behind it, that win there. A lot of emotion, a lot of ups and downs. We saw a roller coaster ride after the Olympics. She's given herself a new reason to fight, and fans another reason to smile.
It's a re-breakthrough, if you will. Fully understand what you mean. Great background there, Fraser. Thank you very much. In terms of the tactical side of things here, winning ball placement wasn't so much where she put it, it was how she put it. Pounding winners.
Yeah, great ball placement. You can see most of it into that wide forehand with the chop blocks, with the pitch. She dropped it shallow when she needed to. Great tactical performance, especially in the fourth.
And so there she goes then into an encounter with the winner of the Adriana Diaz-Wang Yidi matchup. That's a really appealing matchup in itself. And then whoever takes on Mima Ito, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh yeah, we've got so much to look forward to here. It's shaping up nicely now. Getting spicy.
Yeah, we can see the shape in this one, and of course the action comes thick and fast. Continuing here with the return to this table of the man who is heading in the right direction. The number 2 in the world, Lin Shidong, up against An Jie-Hun. That's next. Fraser's going to talk you through that one very, very soon.